Hey my sugar bears, welcome back to my channel, Bougie AF. It's your host, J. Nicole. It's where I say stay bougie on them. It's me feeding you feminism for the soul. It's my soul food offering. It's where I apply pressure to issues by being critical and logical. Now don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get to the commentary where I can guarantee you I will be doing too much because that's just me. And like Sheree said, who's gonna check me, boo?
Hey y'all, you were tuned in to the Bougie AF channel. It's your girl J. Nicole, where I say stay bougie on them, and I'm serving you feminism for the soul. Don't forget to check me out on them people's Instagram at OG_Bougie AF. I'm also on them people's Twitter at I'm_Bougie_AF. You can also check me out on them people's TikTok at Bougie AF609. Alright, so let's get into it. Like I said, we're going to be doing a little Instagram scroll while I work on other videos that are going to be a little longer, a little deeper. Alright, so y'all know we down here on them people's Instagram where I got some stuff saved up. So let me go ahead and pull it up, because last time I did forget to pull it up on the screen, but here we go. So I think I first want to start about Miss Tina Knowles having to get y'all together once again. I have no idea why y'all continue to keep trying to come for my girl Beyonce. But Mama Knowles is going to let you know that her children and her grandchildren are not the people y'all should be playing with. Like, go raise your kids, go work on a career, go work on getting some coins. But you're not going to play with hers, right? All right, so it's alleged there was this photo shoot that came out of all the women of Destiny's Child, all 5 of them, looking absolutely beautiful. And people having the nerve to have a criticism of how Beyonce looks so beautiful, I guess, right? And, there's always been, people trying to play with Beyonce and her complexion and saying that it looks like she may be bleaching, or there's times she looks lighter than other times. And light-skinned people, especially when it's cold out during winter times, and I'm not quite sure which, where she may be spending more of her time at in terms of California and New York, we don't know, right? But there are times, like for some light-skinned people in certain seasons, they look lighter than they usually are, right? But this has always been a light-skinned woman. We all know lighting change. If you look at Miss Tina Knowles, she's really fair-skinned herself. If you look at the grandson on the screen, he's really fair-skinned himself. So these aren't people, well, this is not like that person wanting to be something that they're not. Like, she comes from a line of light-skinned people. Like, it just is what it is, and they produce light-skinned kids. All her kids light-skinned. Like, it is what it is. I think some people be having their own problems with, like, colorism and be projecting it on some people. Quick story real quick. I was on Clubhouse when I first got on. It was this girl, big old whale of a looking brown-skinned girl. And she made a name for herself on a Clubhouse, but I didn't like the way she went about it. Like, she went about it on some hating ass shit, right? So she used to have a whole bunch of rooms about colorism and stuff like that. And it was a lot of titles of, like, can light-skinned women speak for black women and the experience, right? A lot of stuff like that. She would do things like, in certain stages, if there was, like, really high yellow light-skinned women, she would just have a problem with them. She would attack them. She would just really bully them, right? And it really didn't stop. Like, she would do it mainly with the light-skinned girls, but she would also do it with other girls who she felt like could be better than her in some type of way, right? One of those, like, petty, just weirdly insecure as broads, right? Y'all know me. I'm sitting in the audience listening to this like, I don't respect this, right? Like, even though being a brown-skinned woman myself and having to deal with colorism and the things that we deal with it, I still don't think that gives you a right to harass other black women, light-skinned or not, because they also deal with their own issues, right? So you don't get to, like, take it out on them with your experience. Can light-skinned women, fair-skinned women speak to a lot of the issues that black people, and especially brown-skinned black people, go through? No, but they equally have their own experience. They're equally going to experience racism from people who don't care that they're light-skinned black person, right? So I thought she was super whack. I continue to think she's super whack. 3 years later, and that's just where I'm at with it. So Beyonce having this experience online, I'm not surprised. Like, we deal with it. I have cousins that are lighter than than Miss Beyonce and Miss Tina Knowles and the grandson here, like cousins that are real lighter than them. Like, my cousins in Ohio. Now, if you know anything about Ohio, I think it's like the mulatto mixed biracial capital of America, to be completely honest. But there's a long history of that. I mean, a long history of that in that state. But we all have them in our family, and you can't tell my cousins that they're not black. You like what? You're not gonna tell them they can't speak this black shit. You're not gonna tell them any of that, right? And I wouldn't let you, like, you wouldn't be able to disrespect my cousins because they're light skinned, right? So I don't know. I think people need to get a grip. I think people need to stop projecting on people and just, I don't know, deal with your issues with you and a therapist on the couch. Period. Okay, it says, oop, Miss Tina Knowles goes off on the bozos accusing Beyonce of trying to look like a white woman at her Renaissance film premiere. How sad is it that some of her own people continue the stupid narrative with hate and jealousy? It is, and that's exactly what it is. Hate and jealousy. Like, we rooted for Beyonce before Beyonce became Beyonce. Right? Like, we rooted for Destiny's Child. We rooted for these 4 girls coming out of Houston with the story of the father being the manager, the mother being the person who did their hair and designed their clothes and all this other stuff. And just like on some real nigga shit, as soon as people ascend and become, you know, this big personality, the hate starts. And I think it's so fucking gross, yo. It is so gross that the reason people truly dislike this woman is because she's extremely hardworking and she has done things that some of us will never, ever do in our life. And that's the bare reason why people hate her. Point, period, blank. Point, period, blank. That is it. She made it. And y'all mad. Now look at all these different pictures of Beyonce that they switched to. And at so many different times she looks lighter than she looks lighter in some pictures. In some pictures she looks darker, depending on the makeup vibe that they're going for. Right? So, but I don't think it's any, like, attempt to look lighter. Now, I remember a couple years ago, it's more than a couple years, like 5 or 6 years ago, it was this big old, thing when I think it was L'Oreal or it was L'Oreal out of, I think, Europe had put her on the cover, and they really made her look like a white woman, changed features, like they really, tried to make her look more European appealing in terms of, pulling out her white features. But yeah, I mean, she called that out. She didn't like that, or nobody liked that. So, but I don't see that she attempts to do that. But she was going for a certain look that people have a problem with. So, it says here, Miss Tina Knowles came across this today and decided to post it after seeing all the stupid, ignorant, self-hating, racist statements about her lightening her skin and wearing platinum hair, wanting to be white. She does a film called The Renaissance where the whole theme is silver with silver hair. Like, it's like, why do we, people hate when people talk down to them and make them feel a sort of way, but should be so fucking, feel so basic. And I can see her feeling like it's, her whole theme is Renaissance. Whole theme is silver. And with silver hair, a silver carpet, and suggested that silver attire, and you bozos decide that she's trying to be a white woman and is bleaching her skin. How sad is that some of her own people continue the stupid narrative with hate and jealousy? Duh, she wore silver hair. Like, it's just at this point, it's stupid. And then her grandson, I guess that's why Juju's picture's up here, talk to him, grandma, they need it. And it's a fact. It is a whole fact. Like, when it comes to hair and how we wear our hair, we have been wearing that type of hair. Like, it goes back to, like, the 70s. Like, we've always been creative with mixing it up. So, I mean, Etta James walked around here with that type of hair, like that real bleach blonde hair. And now, granted, Etta was mixed with white and black, but she still walked around here. Nobody accused her of trying to be a white woman. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's really weird that we do this. Like, even when we watch, I was just watching it the other day. What was it? House of Dragons. I was watching House of Dragons, and they have black people with silver hair. So I'm just like really confused. And when it comes to race and people's understanding of race, and I remember saying, and I don't remember I was talking about, but I remember saying that when I first got on Clubhouse, it was this whole big thing to say race is a social construct that was invented for the colonizers, in terms of them oppressing and enslaving black people. They created this like category in this system, right, for that to be a thing. Before that, it was not necessarily a thing. You didn't identify as a black or white. You either identified with your clan, your tribe, your people group that you came from, right? And it wasn't that specifically towards a color description, right? So it's weird to me when I see sometimes black people unable to think outside of race when you're talking about different cultures and you're just talking about things that have nothing to do with that paradigm that was created in terms of that racial construct, right? So even when we're talking about Palestine and Israel, it's literally people saying free Palestine because they see Israeli and people as white people. And they don't see themselves as white people. But if you really thought about it and you're like, okay, in terms of that social construct, in terms of white and black, is so American, right? It's so the UK. It's so like the Western civilization. It's so that it necessarily doesn't kind of apply to how people view themselves in the rest of the world, right? So at this point, niggas just really need help, to be completely honest with you. All right, so let's see what else. Oh, she wrote all of this? Oh, damn, Juju, you had all this to say? Came across this today and decided to post it after seeing all of the stupid, ignorant, self-hating, racist statements about her lightening her skin. Is this Tina or is it Juju? Oh, it's Tina. Where did I leave off? Bozo's decided that she's trying to be a white woman and is bleaching her skin. How sad is that some of her own people continue this stupid narrative with hate and jealousy? Duh, she wore silver to match her silver dress as a fashion statement, clown. Alien superstar, duh. What's really sad is that a white woman had the audacity to reach out to Neil, Beyonce's hairstylist, she was from TMZ, to say that the fans are saying that she wants to be white and she wanted to get a statement about it from Neil. Well, that made my blood boil. That this white woman felt so entitled to discuss her blackness. We ain't discussing my blackness. I would never discuss that with a white person. I don't think, when it comes to white people, don't get involved in black issues. I continue to keep saying that. I continue to keep saying that there's just things you're never going to understand, and to even explain it sounds like I'm selling out and trying to cop to whiteness and plead to whiteness and all this other stuff, and I'm really not, right? And that's what's so weird to me sometimes with Clubhouse. Like, even though some of the people, like in terms of black people, I don't be feeling, so I don't really go around them, I really don't be on stages, and I really don't engage, right? But I equally don't be feeling some of the white people, don't go around them, don't be on their stages, and I don't engage, right? So it's like an equal, asshole, like, fuck you type of vibe that I'm giving, right? So it's really weird to me when people think that just because, you may reject some of the ignorance within your community means that you're trying to be down with whiteness or you're trying to appeal to whiteness. And it's just like, no, I'm just me. And some shit just I don't vibe with across the board. And when I see shady, sneaky, just gives me a bad vibe, black or white, I don't fuck with it, and I stand on it, right? And that's from the very beginning on Clubhouse. There were people like, there was this one white woman with this annoying voice. Once we had a falling out over some bullshit where I felt like she was trying to handle me like a child in terms of trying to tell me how I should show up and how I should speak and all this other stuff. No. Go play those games with somebody else. Because when your other friends that you fuck with come on stages and they're swearing, they're cussing, they're talking any type of way, you don't say anything. But you think you're going to manage me on some decorum? It's the internet, baby. It's not work. It's not school. It's not any of those things where you show up professional and you stay in your place with trying to correct me. That's a period point blank. But I'm consistent in that way in terms of the black people too. So it's really weird. People see what they want to see. And that you have to actually realize that, like, no, this consistency in, like, me as a person that I know I can stand on. Like, in terms of, like, my Facebook and the things I get up and post sometimes and, you know, putting my thoughts and opinions out. That's something I have consistently did for, like, 10 plus years. Predates a whole bunch of people that came in my life, like, 7 years ago, right? Like, this is who I've been. I'm not changing that for anyone because that's consistently who I've been. Right? So I think, again, people see what they want. They will notice the times where you're going off about something, but they don't notice the times where you're posting, you know, you going out and having fun and actually stupid stuff, funny stuff. They don't take that into account because all they want to see is the stuff that helps support their narrative of when they want to talk shit about you. And it's cool. It's so cool because I'm still going to stand on it 10 toes down. All right, let's get back in. Made my blood boil that this white woman felt so entitled to discuss her blackness. What's really most disappointing is that that some black people, yes, you bozos, that's on social media, lying and faking and acting like you're so ignorant that you don't understand that black women have worn platinum hair since the Etta James days, and that's a pure fact. I just went and looked at all the beautiful, talented black celebrities who have worn platinum hair, and it has been just about every one of them at one time or another. Are they all trying to be white? I am sick and tired of people attacking her. Every time she does something that she works her ass off for, and it is a statement of her work ethic, talent, and resilience. Here you sad little haters come out the woodwork. Jealousy and racism, sexism, double standards. You perpetuate those things instead of celebrating a sister or just ignoring it if you don't like it. And that's a whole fact. And that's why I tell white people to mind your fucking business, because us who are black and that are dealing with other black people, there's a crab and barrel hater mentality within our own community that you cannot sniff out. You don't see it because they will appeal to all of your emotionalism in terms of feelings and stuff like that. Where me as a nigga dealing with another nigga can be like, nigga, don't play with me. I don't give a fuck about any of that. And you can't see that, and nor should you. And so that's why you should just mind your fucking business. You perpetuate those things instead of celebrating a sister or just ignoring if you don't like her. Period. I'm sick of you losers. Facts, moms. I know that she's going to be pissed at me for doing this, but I am fed up. This girl minds her own business. Period. She helps people whenever she can. She lifts up and promotes black women and underdogs at all times. I know that's right. And it's so funny because when people talk about people they don't like or try to tell you not to like people, they try to say, oh, they're problematic and people don't like them. They're just not a nice person. When you see what they do to nice people who aren't problematic, who do try to uplift and who do say encouraging things and who do give back to their community like Beyonce, you realize that these niggas really just do have a fucking problem. They're just miserable themselves. They just hate people who may be better than them in some type of way. And that's all the fuck it is. All right, so let's get into my co-host and what they got to say in these comments. It says, Neighborhood Talk, Jules co-signs his grandma's message about Queen Bee's view previous post. Don't make me call Solange. Solange don't play. Solange is one of those, like, she do not play. She don't play with the public. She don't get in that back and forth. And, the older Beyonce and them, and people who came out around Beyonce is a different type of celebrity than the celebrities that are going to go back and forth with people and engage. You get what I'm saying? Like, this new celebrity, like a Young Miami, like a Ari, they going to do all that back and forth with you niggas. And Beyonce and those celebrities, they're kind of media trained to ignore that shit. Pay attention to what's loving on you type of thing. And Beyonce is, for me, I promise you, when it comes to like learning how to deal with like hate from pure strangers. It's realizing, or even hate from people who are minding your business and don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's Beyonce. Like, even looking at celebrities who want to play the media game and put all their business out there and then tell people to mind their business and get a life and all this other stuff. No, you're not following the Beyonce way. Because if you really wanted people to mind their business, we wouldn't know what your kitchen looked like. I'm gonna stand on that. Why she keep talking about white hair and we were discussing her white skin? Laugh out loud. Auntie Tina missed the mark this time, probably purposely. You can't say that because you don't know what people are talking about, because her skin looks at different times light and then dark. Depends on what she's going for. I don't know. Y'all must never saw someone with bleached skin. They literally look strange and the pigment looks more burnt off. Facts. Her hair color and lightening while being light skinned make her look lighter. Facts. My mother plays in between blondes and platinum, makes her look brighter too. Facts. Like, those are all facts. Your hair color can make you look either darker or lighter. And her going that light, most definitely straight. Yeah, most definitely. And if she was going for a Khaleesi Targaryen type of look, then yes, that's exactly what she was supposed to look like. I don't know. A hurt dog will holler. Beyonce told her to post this mess. Anyone with eyes can see she looks much lighter in that damn pic. And it be men who don't get it though, right? Like, and that's why men should probably just not commenting on these things, because that's when you gotta leave you sassy. Nigga, go mind your sassy ass business. It's given don't make me call Portia. Black people are obsessed with skin. Facts. Do better. It's quite embarrassing. It really is. Like, shy, but she do look white. Okay, whatever. She should do this more often. I know her throat chakra wide open now. Imagine holding back defending your kids for years. This was a very nice read too. It was a really nice read. Because she just used bozos, haters, sexism. She read y'all together. But if you listen to Solange albums, Miss Tina Knowles and her husband, they are very into being pro-black and very proud of their blackness, right? Like, she's Creole. She's Creole. I think her family is from... Well, her family's from Louisiana, and I believe his family is from Alabama. Yeah, I believe so. I could be off a little bit. I know her family is from Louisiana, and I think they migrated to like Texas, and so she has heavy roots in the Texas area. But originally, I believe they're from Louisiana. Well, there's Creole people in Texas too, though, right? Like, I don't know. It's confusing. No shade. This still doesn't change the fact that Beyonce did look like Kim. Why is this such a big deal? Both beautiful women. I don't know. Look like Kim. Like, okay, get the fuck out of here. Kim Kardashian? Okay. Kim Kardashian has done everything to look more and more like a black woman. So that's crazy. They are actually mixed race Creole. Respect all of their background, not just target one. And that's a fact. Okay, and y'all don't want his mama to hop in this elevator. All the videos proves is that she bleaches. Beyonce bleaches. Deal with it. It don't prove shit. Like I said, she's going, like, those pictures prove she goes back and forth all the time. All right, so let's take a look. Saucey Santana says, Saucey questions why people think he wants to be a girl. I got the money. Wouldn't I just turn myself into what I wanted to be? I don't know what the fuck you want to be, Saucey, to be completely honest. You continue to talk about women in a way that, like, who the fuck you trying to be? You're walking around with kitten heels on and shit, and you dressing like a woman, but with a full beard on. Like, what we supposed to think? What the fuck you, like, what are you going for? Like, what are you going for? And I feel more than comfortable with talking about you, Saucey Santana, because the way you talk about women, right? The way you talk about women makes you, I don't have to respect, right? I don't have to respect anything that you're going for. Once you insult women, and try to talk down on women, and then you make that comparison between Northwest and Blue Ivy, so you're overall just trash, right? You're a trash ass person, and you believe you should be able to say whatever you want, and I just truly believe I'm with you on that. I should be able to say whatever I want. But then I found this thread, and this is what pissed me off, because Saucey Santana continues. There's this video. Damn, I don't want the... I don't want... There's this video of this... I'm going to let this girl explain it. Bear with me. Because I'm not clicking on anybody's YouTube video right now. Like, look at this. I'm not going to play the song, but I guess Saucey Santana with a Normani's motivation music video outfit walking around, but with motivation actually playing Normani's song, Santana. So, like, what we supposed, like, who you trying to be? Like, so your motivation is Normani, a woman, and you walking around with all of our aesthetics, right? You walking around with everything. With your Chevy box built body. Like, come on, like, what this is? This ain't manly, so who you trying to be? Y'all just need to be... I just hate when people just ain't being realistic about, like, what they going for, to be completely honest with you. But that's Saucey Santana. If you like it, I love it. She get niggas, and it is what it is. Ain't nobody mad at them, but it's just the extra shit. So here we go.
Just a minute or longer. So, hey y'all, what's up? This is Liz with a little bit of reality in just a minute or longer. So I'm not sure if you guys heard what was said on social media by Saucey Santana, whose real name is Rashad Jamil Spain from Tallahassee. So what happened was, Sausage was on this show, this YouTube thingy, where they bring people out, you say yes.
Okay, I can't tell if she's saying sausage or saucy. But if it's sausage, it's so funny.
No, and they brought out a woman, but we all know that Sausage is not straight. So they brought the woman out, and he was like, no. He said they was playing with him, but in return, when she left, he insulted the fact that she was a natural woman. He insulted that she did not have a lace front wig. He insulted that she did not have mink lashes. And he also insulted her because she did not have a BBL. And I'm trying to figure out, when did the BBL become the standard of beauty? When did the BBL become the standard of being a woman? Now, I do know that Saucey has a BBL, but I'm confused because why he didn't get nothing else tucked? I mean, if he gonna say it and insult someone for being natural, he didn't even do anything to his upper body. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm just trying to prove a point as to, when did he become the voice for the natural woman? And see, I don't like this because we defend them a lot. We defend our brothers and sisters in the LGBTQ community, but they be the first ones to disrespect women. I'm so confused. Or am I the only one that see that? Y'all see that too? Anywho, leave me a comment. Let's talk about it. And don't forget to hit the follow button. Hey y'all, what's up?
And she's 100% correct. And there's other transgender women out there that keep it real, that say that, you know, some of these transgender females are doing a little too much in terms of, like, trying to insult naturally born women. And, you know, shout out Monroe Flames, or Flames of Monroe. You know, she talks about it a lot in terms of, like, I'm not quite sure when they try to come down on naturally born women, talking about they do it better. They do it better than who? Like, who do you think we out here trying to be? Like, I mean, and Flame Monroe really does. Flame Monroe Flame. She really does give it up. Like, no, that don't even make any sense. The first woman you seen was your mama. You around your sisters, your cousins, and stuff like that. Who's your motivation? When you look at women and you're like, oh, I like that dress, or you're looking at other women, so it's like it's some type of weird cognitive dissonance. But I really take offense to it because I remember, don't nobody, I know I'm unique in terms of my perspective and the way I think about things. And so one of the things being on Clubhouse, I was hearing a whole bunch of conversation about intersectionality, right? And it was another conversation today, but there's some stuff I need to read that in terms of, like, stuff that they were posting. But there's always been this, like, conversation about intersectionality in terms of feminists in advocating for rights and how, you know, as a black woman feminist, when I'm advocating as a feminist for the things that we advocate in terms of progress, equality, fighting the patriarchy, all these things, wage disparities, femicide. These are all things that intersect with trans women that they deal with, right? In terms of the violence that trans women go through with men who may be down low and hiding that they're attracted to them. Like, they go through some things. They go through also discrimination that we go through in terms of wage disparities and all this other stuff, because as a pairing as a woman, you're going to get a certain you're going to get a certain treatment that is consistent with what natural born women are getting. And a lot of times your job may not even know, depending, right? So you're going to get the same treatment we get. So in terms of that, right, in patriarchy and having to deal with that, you're going to experience that too as a trans woman. So there is the intersectionality, right? You are receiving the same discrimination and oppression and all the other stuff that we're feeling. And I am more than okay with advocating for that. I am more than okay with saying that give me my rights as a woman and also give them their rights, right? As a woman, right? It just gets tricky with me because there be that other shit within the LGBTQ plus community that I don't think intersectionality applies to it, right? And that may be some things that have to do with what we see discussed so heavily in politics in terms of transgenders in sports, right? I'm not going to play delusional with any transgender person or anybody in the LGBTQ community, and I've said this before, in terms of when it comes to science and when it comes to a man's body and a woman's body, they are not the same, right? There's no getting away or getting around it. I was just listening to in this room the other day, and this guy, he's talking all around, in terms of like racial construct. There are some who feels like when it comes to genders, that also applies. Like this gender identity is a created construct that is meant to identify people, and some people may not feel as if though that identifies them, right? And it just gets really confusing, and I am okay with anybody transitioning any of that. But in society, we do have categories, we do have things that we place things, we do label things, and there's nothing wrong with that, because that's just how the world works with understanding and organizing everything, right? Even when you're talking about science and the body, men and women, anatomy and all this other stuff, it's not the same. And the way we show up in the world, right? And of course, there's those outliers of people born with both, genitalia and all that stuff, but those are not what we're talking about. But majority of people born, you're either showing up with a penis and you're showing up with a vagina. Right, and so to now say that, hey, those categories and the way you categorize things is by what makes sense, like what's in common, right? For women, we develop breasts, right? For women, we have vaginas. For women, our organs and everything else within our body is way less than men, right? In most cases, right? So, there's all of these things. We have a whole reproductive system that men don't have, so they could not possibly be in the same category as us, right? So, in the world, we categorize, we label those things. Now, when you start talking about racial construct, that is something that is additionally created for people's alternative motives, right? So that's something completely different than trying to say, hey, gender identity is a gender labeling is a construct that was created that labels and makes people feel as if though you're trying to tell them who they are. That's not how that goes. It's just really not. We put things in categories based on the commonality of those things, right? And when something does not meet those commonalities, then they're not in that category anymore, right? And that's not the same thing as race, right? That racial construct that was created so that they could enslave people. That is not the same thing. that came later. Like that's someone's motive, right? So that's my thoughts on that. Was there anything else that I want to get into real quick that I can get into real quick? All right, that's where I'm going to leave it at. Y'all know how we do it here. We keep it bougie SF. We keep it black SF. We keep being blessed SF. And y'all be black, y'all. And we also be posh SF, y'all. Kiss, 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 kiss. And bye.